Good evening to all my TF2 fans out there. Welcome to Team Fortress TV. We're bringing you Froyotech, the dominant kings of the invite scene, coming up against Meat Market, the only other undefeated team so far. I am Ro. I'm here with Skyrolla and Lou Roaster 200 on camera, and we are very shortly going to be going live onto the Snakewater match. Hello, Skyrolla.
Got a battle of the Titans tonight, two undefeated teams. Which one is going to break? We'll see.
Yeah, it's we got to see Meat Market earlier this week, last week actually, on Metalworks, heads up against the Turbine DM team, and it was one of those where it was like a rocky start and then just a dominant second half from Meat Market, right? Is that what I'm remembering?
Yeah, they took over in the second half of that one. We'll see if they can assert themselves against froyotech at all. It's going to be a tough nut to crack, as Froyo is pretty stout throughout, if you want to go through their lineup row.
Oh yeah, if you're not familiar with it, here is the 2019 Froyotech roster. We've got Nursey on Medic, Habib on Demo, Blaze and Yomps, the soldiers, and Banny and Eric as your scouts.
Meat Market bringing in some pretty experienced players of their own, with Corsa and Cookie on Scout, Sin and Broking on Soldiers, and new to invite Alex on Demo, and May on Medic. But really, just on both teams, I'm excited to see some of the crazy aim that these guys have.
Yeah, there's a lot of DM heavy strong boys I see in the hands of Corsa and Broking, and Sin was also impressing me a lot during Metalworks. But Metalworks was also one of those maps where there was a lot of skybox room to make those sweet slides into the doorways, those sneaky little bombs from Sin. So I'm curious to see if Snakewater will prove to be just as effective, given it's not as much of a top-down map. It's very flat, very spread out. I mean, obviously the mids have a lot of hiding spots, but I don't think we're going to see a lot of that much action from Sin like we saw on Metalworks. But who knows?
Nah. Snakewater mid is a fun one though. There's lots of different strategies and things people can try. Some interesting soldier bombs across the point, and both into the saw house and the balcony and the kitchen area. Lots of possibilities for the roamers on these mids.
Yeah, and I've watched a lot of TF2 in my life, Skyrolla, as I imagine a lot of people have, but I gotta be honest, I still haven't understood. I'm not saying I don't understand the mid, but all the time it seems to me that players will alternate from the hyper-aggressive walk across the point mids to the, hey, let's just kite out the first 20-30 seconds of this mid and wait for someone to bomb, and then nothing happens until something happens. What do you think? What do you predict is the what's in the season right now for playing Snakewater mids?
Well, I don't see any way that the Meat Market Snakewater mid is going to be a kiting and passive mid too often. They're a pretty aggressive team. You might see some of that out of froyotech, and really the decision is just the team is thinking, well, what can we do better? If we can sit here and pick off your soldiers when they bomb and not get surprised by them, then sure, why not go and try and do that? Just got to be careful that the other people don't all jump on you while you're staring at the roamer.
Yes, and Blaze, definitely a drama queen, given that he's also not currently in the server. Definitely going to be turning some heads, as it were, and hopefully knocking a few with his, he's got that old school blood still coursing through his veins. And finally, you just got to talk about Blaze, and he shows up. It's just like at a party. Everyone's talking about, oh, when's he gonna show up? What's he got? What's he wearing? Well, Blaze is here now, so we can finally rest easy.
And then the second you say the same thing, like, what is he gonna wear to the party? He shows up and taps you on the shoulder.
Oh, Blaze.
I just meant because he's in the server now, but yeah. That too, I suppose.
It's a good analysis, that's how the TF2 party scene goes. He just flashes his smile, and the hair dips over to the side. I shook my hair in my house, but no one could see me, so that effect was very lost on the stream. I apologize.
It'll also be interesting to see, you know, with Meat Market known for being aggressive, just how well froyotech can sort of be disciplined and take their picks when they come and take advantage of that. And I think if they're able to do that, then they can neutralize Meat Market and get a win tonight. But who knows? Anything is certainly possible. Can see if the Giants can be staggered in this one.
Yeah, we're gonna go in a quick time warp back in time to when Shrugger was still in this game, and Banny and Shrugger were like considered like the most insane passive scouts of their generation, and I'm curious if Eric is filling those shoes in that same way over the course of the last year or two that he's been playing with Banny. If they fill that role, that could, as you say, counter that meat market aggression that we were seeing not only in Metalworks but also hope to see tonight. It will be interesting.
Yeah, I think everyone plays sort of differently in their own style, but Eric is certainly one of the best. And every time I watch him, I definitely feel like he could just pop off and carry his entire team at any given moment. His aim is that good.
Very much so. Oh no, we've been cursed. Apparently, this fantasy party that's happening with Blaze showing up the last minute. Apparently, there's some drama, and May is just like can't be in the same room with him or something, and May is no longer in the server.
It's ESEA TF2. It takes a while to get 12 people in the server.
Yeah, but hey, we can certainly kill time until then, right, Skyrolla?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You looking
So what's
forward
on
to
your
seeing
mind,
some?
Skyrolla? What are you feeling right now?
Gonna say, you looking forward to seeing some snipers? I bet we get a lot of sniper action tonight.
Oh yes, good old Snakewater last,
And
with
second
all of
point.
its beautiful stalemates. We're definitely going to be seeing some course action.
Are you kidding me?
I'm
The
very
sightline on the
excited.
battlements of the second point is like more broken than on last. It's crazy.
Exactly. There's so much cover if you're playing defensive sniper. Oh, and Penny throwing out some shade after they were complaining about calling a forfeit win. Shade, not shade. Banny just throwing it out.
And
Your turn to play
leveraging
5v6.
leveraging the player advantage to full psychological advantage here.
Yeah.
As froyotech did actually earn a 5 versus 6 player victory just last night. In a what I would have called it a thriller if they didn't go into it with 5 players. They beat Terror Squad 5-4.
Okay, well I have no idea who Terror Squad is. I imagine obviously they're invite, but I haven't looked at their squad, so maybe 5v6 isn't that big of an accomplishment. But at the invite level,
it's not easy. Let me tell you.
Yeah, that's not something you can pull off haphazardly.
Yeah, going 5v6 into a group of pubbers is well, okay, maybe that's kind of easy, but still against an average level competitive player.
Yeah,
not easy at all.
Precisely. But May has returned. The ping issue that was currently the situation has been resolved. And apparently Broking also is making coffee.
Not the beverage of choice I would pick before TF2, but to each their own.
Yep, it is finally time. Banny and squad, the froyotech team, have chosen the red side. Meat Market gonna have to beat the blood out of red. And they're gonna be a blue Meat Market this time around, and we'll be going live after 2 more resets.
Banny has chosen to be the bad guys here. Red is the bad guys, blue the good guys in TF2 is how I always saw it.
Even though the videos, the red team always is winning and gets the kills. We'll see how this mid transpires in that same retcon of the red team, as Habib not going to get early shots on Alex, but he's taking a little bit of spam of his own from the soldiers. Meanwhile, the Freyo scouts are keeping the aggression. Banny keeping the top left, and Eric also pushing forward, poking, but Sin with a nice meaty direct takes him down, and we'll follow up onto Habib, who can't survive this one. Gets cleaned up by Corsa, who's now onto the face of Yomps, gets piped down. And Blaze trying to make an escape here. Will grab the health pack before getting out lower, but he's getting chased. Corsa is out for blood and took it from Blaze. That is a mid-win and a second grab. froyotech only going to be able to have solace in Nursey staying alive.
How about that for a start for Meat Market? I mean, that mid didn't look so good for them at first. They took the early spam, got backed into the corner, but they had a nice fake little bomb from Sin, followed by a real one from Broking.
Danny pulling out the sniper here. Also a little bit of defense coming out from Eric, but Sin getting really deep here, following up on the aggression. Corsa as well, following up that, I guess that one-man turned into a three-man. And now Alex and Broking are going to have to defend all alone. May looks like he wants to help the rest of the team defend this point, and Blaze is going to bomb right into the face of Alex. Ooh. But Meat Market gets two very crucial picks onto Banny and Blaze. Nursey still has the Uber, but Broking got behind. He's going to get the cap on last. Oh my goodness.
Oh my god, no. Oh, the first round of back cap. Snakewater vulnerable last on those back caps. It's easy to get there.
That was really questionable. I mean, the whole of froyotech was on the point, on the left side. I saw all four of them like getting poised to finish this fight, and then all of a sudden I see Broking in the lobby going to last. Yikes.
Alright, next mid here.
Right away, I see Blaze and Yomps getting poised for a combination bomb. Blaze leads, Yomps follows quickly onto the face of Corsa, doing some good damage here, but Yomps is very low on health, waiting for an arrow. Sin as well, gonna have to pick up some health pack from the saw room. Yomps gonna go down. A lot of exchanges going over in the favor of froyotech, with May also either cratering or pulling a kill bind before Sin getting picked off by Blaze's third kill on his escape. That is
Sometimes
a very strong mid.
Sometimes you gotta flex. Blaze just flexed his muscles there, man. That was a great bomb on mid, followed by getting those two cleanup kills at the end. He was healthy. He killed a scout too.
But now the froyotech members are very anxious, trying to push forward here. They just finished capping second, but they were already on last. Now they're poised for their push through the shutter, it looks like. Habib is waiting to lead things out with Banny. They're deciding left, right, left, right. They're flipping a coin. They see it lands heads, and Banny runs through. Sin waiting now, tries to pull a little bit of distraction from Banny. The Uber has almost completely been wasted just to take them the gun and Sin. And Habib, very low on health, gets sniped. I think a little bit of a sticky trap. And it looks like the rest of the froyotech members are a little overcommitted here in this fence area. Yomps surfs the rocket onto the fence and survives. Takes an arrow and gets back into the fray. Now it's going to be initiation here. Another headshot rattles off. And Banny trying to peek aggressively here. Eric, can he survive? Does not last. And Sin will pick up that kill as well. Very good defense overall from Meat Market, but they lost May somehow throughout that.
It's a good use of the sentry gun there, and problem with Snakewater last, even with Uber advantages, it's just so huge. Meat Market kited the Uber perfectly there, and here they're pushing out on second.
Oh, and Banny on 1 HP does manage to survive thanks to the RNG of fall damage. We'll be able to survive that one. And now froyotech actually looks like they're really ready to get back into it. They have their Uber, of course, so this is a good time to do it. Habib, though, gets juggled and can't quite make the bomb his master, but he will get a first kill onto Corsa as the rest of them follow suit. They are going to pick up Alex, but Cookie will also stop Banny. But there it is. froyotech have the aggression. They are not going to lose this if they can help it. May needs some miracle channeling some Harblue action to save this round, but it won't happen. froyotech, quick response. 1-1.
Yeah, you saw the assertiveness and confidence of froyotech there with their Uber ad. They had a very good Uber, killed almost everyone on the team, then picked up the others as they were retreating. Clean round.
I want to see what Blaze is doing, man. He's got that juice. Something's going on, and he's making his way over to the kitchen for a very passive mid. It looks like he's waiting for someone to go aggressive. Broking himself does try to come in here. Blaze immediately handles him and is ready to come back in, but no, Broking and them, they exchange lives, and Sin being in front of this saw room is going to make it very difficult for Habib as he gets immediately bombed onto. Eric also very low on health, can't get that follow-up shot though. Sin is going to go down, and now the scouts for Meat Market are going to be pulling back with May, setting up for the second defense, while froyotech are deciding how they're going to push this.
Eric was slippery on that mid. Alex didn't see him at all. He came around the left wall and delivered 250 damage real quick.
Gotta turn around, you know. Gotta. If you're a demo man, you gotta pay attention.
Those side walls on Snakewater.
Yeah,
Can't even see.
Broking does manage to pick up Eric there in the lower end, so that's going to be a very good opportunity to push through. He's going to get Sin onto the medic here, but Bandy's got something to say about it. Pulling some nice air with that scatter gun, keeping him airborne, while Habib picks up 2 incredible kills in the process. Looks like froyotech are now poised for this bomb. Blaze comes in, tries to catch some players on the escape route. May in the lower end of the point. Gonna have to watch out. Alex jukes those stickies right in his face, and now it looks like the Uber exchange is finally gonna happen here.
Meanwhile, Bandy's behind them, killing Broking. He's still on Sin now. He might get both soldiers.
But Cookie takes him down. But the force did come out onto May. That's not very good. froyotech are still holding on to their Uber, but they're going to have to back out, wait for their respawns here. Meat Market are going to be quickly rushing to this point, but they got to watch out because the respawns are going to be very shortly arriving.
If you're Meat Market here, your goal is to make them use the Uber.
But they don't get any openings. The respawn of Blaze was just enough to slow them down. They see a soldier. They're not going to risk any air shots here. And now froyotech are rushing through this grass area with Habib just behind. They do manage to pick up a quick frag onto Sin. You can't escape quite in time. But if they hurry this up and slow things down, Broking the last sack, no soldiers. This is going to be very hard to kite with only 8 seconds left before they can get this Uber. And Alex is desperate to hit a pipe. He does manage to pull up 2 onto Banny before hitting the Banny bind. May going to have to surf and pulls another bind of his own to get onto the point. They do have 100% Uber. They're going to pop it off right away. Flashing players as many as they can. Alex is very low on health. Going to have to soak up some of this heals as Cookie now takes his way through the shutter. Spots a soldier in the shutter. It's Yomps getting taken down by Cookie, and now the rotation comes into the lobby. He's going to be wrapping from underneath. No, he's going straight head on to the face of Habib, who is got stickies all over this lobby, but doesn't connect anything at this moment. Can Alex get the better of Habib? It's so low on health, just 20 HP, 2 pistols is all it takes. No, won't happen, but Bandy is also taking the scrappy fight onto this yard. Gonna get taken down here. Corsa and Broking pick up 2 frags, but they are down 3 to 4, and Habib rushing in picks up May with 2 clean stickies, and Cookie also will go down, but Corsa stuck behind. They know he's hiding. Yops finds him, and Corsa lands pitifully to his death. Alex, the only one defending up right now, as the soldiers finally respawn from Meat Market.
You just see from froyotech, they don't make mistakes, and they put the pressure on you constantly.
And froyotech popped their Uber immediately, getting into this last headshot actually rang out from Cookie, and a second one onto Yops trying to come in here. This is very good defense. This damage is very crucial, and now he's swapped over to the scout. Gonna get onto Blaze here. Needs to get one more shot to clean it up. Broking will get that instead. Corsa, though, falling down to the hands of Eric is not good, and Eric is now making his way to the point here. 7th kill to go. Can he get a 7th and 8th? Excuse me. No, May will get back into the spawn, and that will be another round of froyotech. Ooh. Meat Market gotta solidify themselves now.
Yeah, they made that mistake. The Uber wasn't perfect for them, but then after the Uber, it was a 4v3, and they sat on the point on second, kind of dumbfounded for a little bit. froyotech just jumped on him and killed May.
We go into our 4th mid. Blaze once again going for that passive kitchen. He decides to walk out now. Poke his head out, go for a little aggression here into Saw. Takes a lot of damage from Broking, who's waiting even more passively. Takes him down. So now we're waiting for Broking to initiate here. He jumps forward under kitchen, but Yops is still sitting up top. Sim will knock him back, and Yops has to wait for an arrow very patiently on top of this window. Finally does come through, and now Broking rotating underneath spots out Eric. Corsa, though, is taking complete control of this point here, and Habib is fully healed. I'm really confused as to who's going to initiate it at some point here.
This is the slowest mid I've ever seen.
Eric taking a lot of damage here, and Yomps also corralled into the kitchen. It's going to be a pop from May. And the
mid Uber on mid.
You hate to see it when you have to use an Uber on a mid fight. It's a very bad mid, but Broking, good damage onto Nursey. Gonna have to surf away, gonna survive, but there's so much presence from Meat Market. They are going to take advantage of this, and Eric, waiting underneath, gets arrowed up before pushing forward into the shack. Alex, very low on health, going to get back into full, and Eric also still surviving.
What is this clown fiesta?
But there it is, Benny's on top. He's jumping around. He's going to get into the face of Alex, who's getting a lot of pressure.
Alex is going to die.
Oh.
No,
Alex getting arrowed up, though. It's going to survive, and Eric, overextended, can't quite make his escape. Will go down, and now Meat Market finally have control of the mid, control of the second. and maybe even control of this round because they have a sizable advantage.
There were at least 3 moments in that mid where Banny ran away, got a health kit, came back, and started shooting people again.
Well, Blaze watching underneath very patiently. Broking also setting up with Corsa on these battlements, trying to clear out these lobbyways. Uber's ready. They could have pushed right away if they really were feeling their oats. They could have pushed right away and done it, but instead now Nursey will have the Uber in time, and we'll see how they opt to push things around. We do see Eric is on the sniper this time around, keeping an eye on the drop down, and that shutter could be dangerous for any meat markets that poke their heads.
Banny's got the sentry up in the classic Snakewater denial spot where there's just really no place on the last you can bomb from except the right.
And yet somehow the sniper did go down, and Sin managed to get as many rockets as possible. Broking is somehow in the skybox right onto Nursey, but Nursey doesn't have to sweat it. Nursey surfed it, no one else to follow up. Thankfully Cookie did manage to get out of there alive. He was very committed on the left side following up on the soldiers opening. But with this last being the way it is, you know, that double soldier bomb did a lot of work for them. Didn't quite get the result they wanted, but froyotech couldn't retaliate. There was just too many numbers to worry about with their sniper down. Blaze very far behind while the rest of this meat market push comes through. Sin and Alex go down, as well as Corsa. It's going to be a full retreat now with Broking having to contend against Blaze. Oh, May had to pop that Uber to survive Blaze. It was too much, too fast. And now Broking and May are going to have to hopefully make a good escape here as Alex just gets to the fray.
Yeah, everything about that play was good by Meat Market except for where May was standing when it was over.
Now froyotech are just barely able to celebrate that capture onto second. They're already back to their lobby, and the recap is already underway. Meat Market has complete control of this round, it seems, as no matter what froyotech does, they're just keeping a lid on it, and Meat Market are stewing something.
Yeah, they knew they had to leave when Habib died there. The demo man is so good at fighting on Snakewater second, it's kind of absurd.
A lot of ways you can lock out enemy players. It's really all you need to keep it in taps, keep it under wraps.
And there's only so many places that players will land. You know, because they don't walk on the floor. So you've got like the train car and the ramp, and that's about it.
Meanwhile, Eric trying to snipe from the right side here while Meat Market is poised for this push. Setting things up. Sin is taking control of the tower before getting launched to the sky. Someone's trying to get it. There it is. Habib throws a bunch of stickies and makes fireworks out of Sin. And that will celebrate the defense of the Sin sack, I guess.
Yep, the only bomb you can get off on that sentry gun is on the far right side. That's actually where Sin went last time when he killed Eric sniping, but that time he tried going from the left and the gun picked him off.
Now we're seeing Eric taking some interesting angles, and has actually managed to put his sight lines on 5 players in the lower area underneath, and Meat Market have finally managed to make a full rotation here. Blaze, or excuse me, Yomps, my mistake. Yomps got a lot of room there. Good damage onto May, who will be healing players up. This is the opportunity for Sin to come in, but the sentry is definitely going to deny all of that. Sin, very low on health, does manage to get picked off by a stray rocket, and not even Cookie will be able to escape. So that's a 2-man sack with Broking trying to make it out through the bats. He does manage to pull it off. froyotech, very aggressive though, will pick him off with the help of the fat Habib stickies. And now Eric making his way forward, very aggressive, takes a lot of damage, and still gets the kill at 7 HP. The force is on the demo man, and May has to get out here. Thankfully though, the arrow will pick off Blaze as he tries to make an escape, and the Meat Market have already gotten their forward spawns. They're going to defend.
Yeah, and honestly, you don't say this often, but that was kind of a feed from Froyo. Like, their players went lower to try and get the health kit, but the respawning members from Meat Market were there, and there was just 2 free kills. I think they could have made a way better situation out of that, but it looks like they're coming lower here with the Uber.
Yeah, Nursey and Scouts are now rotating around. Vanny's ready to take it through the bats, but Broking is knocking on the door, and now pulls the force out, tries to wrap around. Can he pull a second one? 2 players were hiding in cheese, trying to make something happen here. Sin, knocked for side, but Broking manages to pull the great escape. Blaze knows it. This time around, they're going to stop it. He's going to get into a good fray, and will survive it. Meat Market tried to defend the second point, didn't work out for them, and now they have to make a quick getaway. And Alex chose the wrong entrance, but will survive with the help of the pill, but the bomb is too fast and too hot for Habib. He's ready to take it down, and Eric keeping the players forward. It's uber ready for May, and Meat Market are rushing into this, trying to take down Nursey, but Nursey is just a little bit too far away. Corsa is very committed, but there it is. The bomb is able to help do a little bit of damage. No, actually, I think that was just... Am I crazy? Was a soldier damaging Nursey there, or was that all Corsa?
That looked like Corsa to me. That was a great Uber, and that was right on the threshold of being a problem for Meat Market. They're going to turn it into a round here, it looks like, though.
And now Habib has just respawned.
Maybe not.
Ooh, good defense, though, from the rest of the froyotech crew. They're going to make it happen, and Meat Market, even though they have all the advantage in the world, somehow can't quite seal the deal on this last push. Cookie, very low on health, going to get chipped away at with the help of the stickies and the scattergun. May, all alone, very low HP, going to barely make it out. And because May wasn't healing, they're going to lose a little bit of that advantage they were holding on to, but thankfully it's still high enough that once they decide to push, it will be enough to catch Nursey unawares. Oh, Habib, very low on health. Took a little bit too much spam there, and Corsa was able to seal the deal on his 5th kill. Now rotating underneath. This is going to be a great time to push because they have just enough advantage that as soon as they use this and push forward, they will make something happen here. Corsa takes the Uber forward. May, very low on health. Eric doing a great job of stopping Broking from getting through, as well as Banny. It's going to be very difficult for them, and now finally froyotech are getting a little bit of a foothold on this last and pushing forward now with full advantage.
Meat Market took a big bite out of froyotech with their last Uber, and they wanted seconds on that one, but I think they went a little too deep, weren't able to really get what they wanted out of that. They weren't even capping the second point.
Yeah, a bit unfortunate here, and a lot of spam is discouraging Nursey to pop right now. Nursey, though, just going to be able to sneak past the sight line. Eric goes down, though, and Yomps, as well as Broking on Spy. I don't think he was caught, too. This is going to be a great backup opportunity. He decides to go for the stab instead. Oh, but mistimes it. Yomps turned around at just the right moment. He's got ears like a bat? I don't know what hears very well, but May collapsing with the rest of the Meat Market crew. They're going to try and make their best of this. Corsa on a 7-kill streak, backing up, gonna survive. Yomps throws down his knowledge, I'm aware, and that's why Broking did not succeed in his stab.
I mean, he wasn't turning around because he was turning around. He was turning around because he heard a spy. Like, that was very clear watching that.
So now we're back to even Ubers, holding mid. This is actually the first time this has happened, Skyrolla, believe it or not. I say that we're back once again, but Sin is ready to cut through the competition and get cut down himself. Not going to be able to make anything happen with that. When there's 5 players watching you, you're not going to last very long. And froyotech are quickly in position here. They're getting a lot of ground here, and Blaze has actually managed to sneak behind. I don't even think anyone from Meat Market noticed. But Cookie's got eyes on it. He does see it, and will spot it out. Get a lot of damage onto Blaze, and Alex will seal the deal with a sticky. Broking, though, not going to be able to get anything done here as he gets picked off with a pipe by Habib. And now we're back to 1 for 1 for 1. froyotech have not the numbers.
Good job by May not using the Uber there. He took a bit of spam, but it wasn't really a threat to his life unless he got hit by a direct. Medics will sometimes use Ubers a little too early when they get scared of dropping.
Yeah, just a little pressure, but May definitely keeping his cool, like he said. And now we're seeing once again, like Meat Market's initiative, they don't take time to plan, they just go for it. Sin is ready to go out the window. Broking is trying to fake. Sin is waiting at the window. Broking makes it all the way into cheese. Sin coming up, trying to catch out the scout. Eric takes an air shot. Broking now trying to juggle his way around with these rotating soldiers. It won't work out, though. A lot of good damage, but just couldn't get the kills they needed. And now froyotech are ready. They're getting in to the saw, and Nursey is ready to pop it, not drop it.
They misjudged where Nursey was there, too, so they didn't even get a good bomb off on
Oh,
him.
there it is. Broking doing a great job of forcing Nursey through the window and making it to the point, but won't be able to stay much longer. It does get taken down here. But that was all the distraction they needed. Eric not going to be able to make anything else happen on this mid. Going to get cleaned up here by Sin. And now it's time for pushing.
Beeb's got that good trap on the left post of the point. It's one that I don't think I'd ever be aware of. See if Meat Market spots it here.
Yeah, it's very, very scary, but somehow Yamps pulls a bomb to end all bombs, picks off May with all of Meat Market ready to defend, and it looks like Corsa is still on this kill streak, trying to make something happen here, does back out. Cookie's in the fray of it though, gonna have to juke around. Very low health on Eric, he's gonna make it to the health pack though and survive, and Broking still hiding underneath, will get cleaned up here. Cookie grabs the health pack from Saw and makes the great escape. Does manage to pull it off, still getting chased. But like I said, Corsa's still alive on that 9 kill streak. I think the rest of the team needs to step it up. Of course, has got 9 kills, and they're now defending their second.
Well, yeah, and Cookie would have died there if it wasn't for the bloom on the pistol, because one pistol shot definitely would have finished him.
Sin is in a great position here on the pipeline to get a force here. Does manage to get the call out comes from Corsa, but Sin cannot commit to it. He's gonna have to back off here now. But now he's going for it. Does manage to sneak his way through, connect. He actually butted heads with Yamps there for just a moment. And Sin is still holding on to this bats. Actually, this delay has been just enough. And with Cookie on Sniper, there is a lot of potential here for something, anything. Oh, there it is. I was like, where's the sniper? I see it. It was in the forward spawn. Didn't work out for them. Yamps and Broking exchange lives. And Blaze comes into this fray. The force comes out. Nursey with a much better Uber exchange. Going to be flashing into Habib, who's trying to juggle best he can. But May will make a good, clean getaway. And now with Corsa defending underneath, Sin goes down. But they will be able to hold on to their last, at the very least, at even Ubers. But the number advantage could turn in froyotech's favor. But because they don't even have second, I don't think it's going to happen.
Oh, they're going to try, it looks like. They want to go in top right.
Oh, good timing on the bomb from Broking, getting good damage onto Habib, but he gets arrowed back up to full, almost like it never happened. And now the froyotech crew have so much ground here. Cookie goes down outside of the spawn door.
No.
The arrows keep flying, and it's looking really good. Yamps pulling out some extra damage, and Blaze as well, picking up Corsa here. Very good aggression coming out from Habib as well, and that's going to be a clean ace. Last push. 3-1, froyotech in the lead for this first half.
I mean, you see froyotech players like just make very good TFT2 players look silly so often sometimes. Blaze just sitting outside the left spawn door in a spot that kind of catches a blind spot when you're walking out of it, and just makes Cookie look like he didn't even glance that direction.
He baked him, really.
Yeah, just instant death coming out of spawn. That's not ideal when defending last.
And that's why you don't pull your cookies out of the oven when you're blazing.
Real talk, that is one reason why there is some risk to off-classing, because he was on Sniper, he was just trying to switch back, but then you don't get visibility coming out of the spawn door.
Right.
But yeah, let's take a look at these stats. See who is fat on both teams. Eric definitely looked like he was doing well.
Yeah, I mean, very respectable stats coming out from Corsa for sure. On his side, he's got the most kills, tied with Yamps at 20, and definitely least deaths, ignoring medics, of course. Nursey at 2 deaths. I say this very often, it's not very profound. If your medic is having very little deaths, you're having a good game. Like, it's not very profound, but trust me, if your medic is not suffering, like if your team is dispatching the threats, it shows in the medic death stats, you know?
You really just have the most profound halftime insights I've ever heard in all of TF2.
That's what I'm paid for, you know?
Yeah, and really, Meat Markets had their chances in the first half, but they've made quite a few mistakes that froyotech did not hesitate to capitalize on. One stat, whenever I look at a froyotech game, that always intrigues me is they seem to get more total heals out than like any other team. Here we go in the second half. Let's see how this one starts off.
We are now live. I just wanted to mention also Corsa had it insane. He top damaged, top frag for his team, and also bottom death. And we'll see how that translates into this next half, as right away Broking quickly moves into the kitchen while Blaze is setting up a bomb, lands on top of May, but doesn't lit the rocket. Oh my goodness! Hits the second rocket, and May on the regen is going to survive, but has to very carefully ignore Blaze. He knows it's coming. He's pushing forward. He has no option, and there it is, right into the face of Blaze. No time to waste. Does get the frag, and poor May caught between a rock and a hard place. And here comes Sin with the redemption shot onto Habib. We'll get the kill there. That is the only good result from this mid. I mean, they got a lot of frags overall, but Habib very late into that fight means that at the very least they can pull some kind of defense, start setting things up.
Yeah, they just need to bunker down on last here. That's exactly what they're doing. Corso with the sentry gun being fired up here. But again, just another small mistake by Meat Market there. Froyo's going to capitalize every time. With 3 people alive and only 1 behind you, your medic shouldn't die there.
Exactly. They need to just pull out, get them behind, and get ready to stop Blaze. With the timing, it would have worked out really well, and then May would have survived. But now we're seeing froyotech with the Uber ready to push into the Shutter. They're all lined up. Banny takes the Uber right out through the gate. Shutter, Cookie. I'm looking at Cookie. I'm trying to conjure words. The snipe does not connect though. They did manage to pick up Alex, so there's no stickies on point. But Meat Market have rotated over to their left side. They've got a good core here. It's kind of like a, I like to call a core of players like a white blood cell. You know, just forming around the core, which is May, who just got the Uber in time. Of course, they're now gonna have to chase here, trying to get into the face of Habib, who's throwing stickies. Can't quite slow down this defense long enough. Course is the only one really through the gate, and this is actually a very exposed May, but Sin will close that gap and put out a lot of damage onto Habib, who will not be able to stop this. And there it is. Very good recap from Meat Market, but the Uber advantage is in froyotech's hands, and they're going to be going back into the swing of things very shortly.
And it was a good Uber from froyotech and the right idea. It's just such a hard last. You could tell Banny knew they needed to get on the point before the respawners came up. So he forced the issue. Unfortunately, he died, and that's what gave the opening. Lots of frags trading place on mid here.
Yeah, Yamps actually managed to sneak his way into the saw room and just pull out some fat damage on top of May. No escape whatsoever. There was a hiding player, but I do think that player pulled out. I think it was Broking. So no shenanigans on this second, and with Nursey full ad, May at 0, we're going to have to see another clutch defense without the Uber getting popped off this time around.
Yeah, we do have another sentry gun up, see if we can get to level 3 in time, but Froyo looks ready to go. They want lower, it looks like.
Level 2 is all it's going to be for now, defending that right side with a little bit of cover from this very interesting, you know, little, I don't know what to call it, plank of wood that's blocking its feet. The froyotech crew, however, taking the complete right side, so that sentry was completely useless and did manage to get taken down here. Alex trying to survive here, did get picked off by Habib, who's trying to throw some pipes into the fray. Sin is dancing around this point, getting arrowed up. Missed the arrow though. May though going to be able to keep it alive. Blaze now arrowed up himself, going to be taking a little bit of damage here. Rotated back, going to get cleaned up here by Cookie, who's now ready to chase down Nursey, who's going into the face of Broking, going to get cleaned off there.
Dude, Broking was styled on Habib and Nursey. He hit like 4 directs.
That's what you got to do. And Yomps still trying to get May's number. Doesn't work out and will go down. The cap is ready. Meat Market have done the unthinkable, and now they have full ad coming into mid. They got to defend against Eric and Blaze is coming around the grass. He's in the yard going for second here, but Corsa, he's not going to be faced by this. He's already on top of it. But Sin, it's going to be very tight here. Can Blaze get at least a little bit of damage onto Corsa? No! Oh, he's got the pickaxe! Corsa wins that. It slowed things down though, so froyotech was able to get some kind of presence here on mid as Sin is rotating back and forth, trying to create some ground for the rest of his squad. They do want to get the force out of May, taking a lot of damage. It's going to be a juggle force from Yomps, hitting a great rocket here. Going to try and pull some eyes and attention away from the Uber, and it looks like froyotech have gotten everything they wanted out of this mid. They might even be able to stop the cap entirely.
Man, you just see such good plays out of Meat Market members at some point, and then they just make these little mistakes and get driven back by froyotech all the way back. That's what we've been seeing this entire match so far.
Oh, what a nice air shot from Habib, taking a skyboxed Sin straight to the dumpster. That's a very spicy meat pipe onto the soldier. And now the Uber is ready. Actually, it's drop down. A little bit of shutter action too. Habib takes some stickies right into the spawn.
Good Uber.
Yeah, very good, very strong aggression. Banny though, sitting in the corner, doing what I love. Just cap it, bro. Don't worry about these frags, man. It's all about the objective.
Especially on that last like snake water, that's so hard. If you're a scout, just get on the point. You've got 2 soldiers and a demo to get all the kills there.
Precisely. And now we're at 4-1. Can Meat Market do what they did in Metalworks? Can they pull the fattest second half of their life and get a 4-1 out of this half? Let's see how it unfolds as Habib taking a little bit of early damage here. This is a good opening for one of his players to follow up on. There it is. But Broking doesn't land any rockets, really. It's all been for nothing. Habib back to full health very shortly.
He got
And Meat
eviscerated by
Market.
both scouts there.
Yeah, he was low, but no one else could follow up because there was just no damage from Broking. And now, big bomb coming out from Blaze. Gonna try and land anything he can. Habib, though, or excuse me, Alex, swap sides. Alex did manage to stop the onslaught of Banny. And that is going to be a very good pick for them to slow things down. But Corsa going down is not what they wanted, obviously. But now they've been a little bit overcommitted here in the Saw room. Yamps is pushing forward, getting a lot of good spam onto May. Trying to pull out that trigger finger. Broking overextends and will go down here. This is going to be a very crucial pop, depending on how May handles this. The Uber did get forced very early from Nursey. Not sure what was going on there, but now May with the Uber. Let's see how that holds on.
And Nursey just got to low health there. Meat Market needs to be careful not to use their Uber here unless froyotech is committed with many members. They can be patient though, they have full ad.
Things are looking up for Meat Market. They're clearing out the way for Corsa. Trying to get some damage onto Blaze. Yamps is behind though, no one noticed. Oh, but he clips his head on the jump. Does manage to pick up Alex in the end though. We'll be able to also pick up that great health pack. Yamps is also going to jump past Broking and start the back cap, but Broking's got better rockets. But a kiss and they both die face to face. And Corsa now with this Uber from May, going to try and defend against Habib. But now Nursey also sitting very close to Uber, going to be pushing his scouts onto the point.
Nursey didn't even have Uber.
Nursey.
They weren't building at all. That was a total bluff. Although,
Yeah, she's doing very well.
Still had the better spawns there, so probably the right decision to back up for Meat Market.
And here we go, Uber ready. Nursey's deciding, does she want to go up? Does she want to go through the saw? They are opting to go around the grass with Blaze initiating through the window. Gonna get some early damage onto Sin, so Sin can't quite make any damage, but he's gonna surf onto the pack. Survive. Blaze goes down though. That's gonna be a good early start. Nursey gonna have to surf some rockets for her life. Does manage to pull it off, but Broking also trying to go in through the saw, through the window even. It doesn't work out because they had the players of froyotech holding it down, and now Yamps walks forward, picks off Corsa, and just bullies his way forward, and they still have Uber. But May will have the Uber in time for this defense. Will they be able to pull off a better Uber exchange? There it is, gonna pop first, and now Nursey pulls hers as well. Banny's gonna be rotating around, trying to find any openings. The spawn door is available to Meat Market as they start to make their way through. Yamps though gonna get some good damage onto these players. Gets piped down. Very close match right now. Blaze sitting up top, biding his time, not gonna work out. Very low health on all the Meat Market players, but they're gonna get all the frags. It's a wipe. They only lose May in the process. I'd say that's a pretty good trade, all things considered.
And that point was real close to being capped. They gotta be real happy to get the wipe there. But yeah, you pointed out a good surf by Nursey, and yeah, whenever I see her play, I always notice she's hits all the surfs. Here comes Meat Market into mid.
They lose
Maybe
Cookie
not.
though. And Yamps coming from behind, gonna get a good rocket onto May. That damage is all they need to call out for the rest of the team. All these rockets flying. It's D-Day for May, and Banny's gonna pull it out. Gonna get a third kill onto Alex before going down finally to Corsa. It's gonna be a very good opportunity for froyotech to close out this match here. They've got all the things going for them, but Corsa throwing a wrench into the plans as he is trying to pull something together, but Eric pulls him while his distraction, his eyes and his attention are on the demo man. And Alex,
The last
Eric,
ditch effort here from Meat Market. They got their spawns actually. Froyo looks like they're gonna try to get in top right, but second guessing themselves.
yeah, Broking putting some damage into this choke before the Uber's ready. Oh, right through the shutter, gets the force off early though. It's gonna be good for them if they can hold it out. Sin though taking a lot of damage, not gonna be able to stay alive.
Very
And
good
that's
Uber.
no soldiers. Demo low on health. Does manage to pull off the respawn bind. Rotates over to the other side here, trying to throw some defense here. The scout as well, trying to surf away this damage. Cookie getting air blasted by the scattergun shots, and that's going to be a 5-1 to froyotech, pulling off a clean victory. What started off really promising for Meat Market at the start has unfortunately turned into what froyotech calls the, I call it the Dragon Ball Z effect, you know? Once something happens to them once, you know, like they get defeated once, they just take it, absorb it, and become super powerful for the rest of the match.
Yeah, I call it an education because you don't see froyotech make mistakes that you just see every other team make. And They did what they do time and time again at the end of that match. They got decent damage. Someone called decent damage. Guess what? Their whole team just landed on Meat Market and killed them all. If you're not ready for that against froyotech, I mean, you're just going to wipe when they do it.
That it is.
It's a fast-paced game, though. Fun one to watch.
Yeah, good showing from Meat Market. It was not the role everyone was expecting. It was a good start. Even though it was a 5-1, it was still very back and forth. A lot of great defenses from Meat Market, but like you said, it's converting those rounds, converting those advantages. froyotech knows how to pull those distractions, pull all the stops. Blaze comes behind. Yomps hits a fat bomb and grabs a kill that he should not be able to grab. And then players just leaking left and right. It's very difficult if you're not as formulated like froyotech, knowing how to deal with every single minor detail. And that's how they pull out.
The demo and 2-scout medic bubble just annihilates everything when they move. That's froyotech formula that works so well for them. Their soldiers create so many opportunities, and then their Nexus capitalizes on that. But still some pretty big games from Corsa on the Meat Market side as well. And really, I mean, all of froyotech had a great game.
Yeah, it really shows in the second half. The first one, it was like, whatever. But in the second half, almost everyone broke 300 damage, or 1,000 damage, 300 per minute. And, all of them seem to have virtually the same frags, 31, 29, 28, coming out from Banny, Eric, Yomps. Or, sorry, not Banny. Banny actually had a bad game, if there is such a term. Least frags for his team. Not the least damage. That goes to Blaze, but he was pulling off he was doing his magic, It's all good.
Banny was finding himself dying in transition a little bit more than he usually does. Oftentimes he'll go an entire match really without dying in transitions of fights. Not the case today. He was picked up in those fights quite a bit. But still, good showing from Meat Market. No shame losing to froyotech, as they are sort of the hierarchy of TF2 sitting at the top. They are still positioned pretty well for the rest of the season, and I would not be surprised if we saw them playing froyotech some point in the playoffs.
Yeah, this was now we finally have only one undefeated team in Invite. That is froyotech. Meat Market having their first loss tonight. I think that's going to cut it for us. I want to wrap up quickly because we actually have a 3-3 game on Sunshine on our Team Fortress TV 2. So if you want more action, this is a game, it looks like it's even closer than you could have possibly imagined. It's between Hell's Kitchen and Velocity. Neither team has a victory in the season thus far. So I think we're going to quickly wrap things up here. Skyrolla, and then we'll throw a host over and see how that game's developing. I've been Ro with Skyrolla. Give a shout out, Skyrolla.
Been a pleasure as always. Let's tune into this close invite game that we got on TFTV2.
And thanks to Looster for camera. Throw us into that raid mode, Looster. You know the magic.
The big Loost.